when we're talking about like labor exploitation. Generally, what we're talking about is that your surplus labor value is extracted from you and given as a profit to an owner. So, like, if you wanted to like own a bakery with like other people and like everyone has democratic control over that means of production, like I don't see an issue with it. However, so I feel like I've gone in depth quite a bit about this, but you asserted that capitalism was the best economic system for the working class. And I would really like to hear that argument. But also, if everyone can please like and repost, I would super appreciate you all. But yeah, what's your argument that capitalism is best for the working class?
Yeah, so I guess I just think that in terms of just like pure like efficiency and just like producing things, capitalism has like proved itself to be like really efficient. Now I think a lot of the times the things that it ends up producing are like kind of bad, right? And there's a lot of like landlordism and just like rent seeking and like people producing like bad stuff. But I think like if we have the right like sort of incentive structures in terms of our like taxation system, then that sort of like shapes what companies like are aiming for and like in the first place. And so like my like strategy for like trying to make the world better for like working class people would just be to like try to use taxation to sort of like point capitalism in like a more like pro-human, pro-social direction, and like then like leverage all of the
Social.
efficiency benefits. And yeah.
Oh my God, I've been activated like a sleeper cell. You think that capitalism can promote pro-social human emotion and action?
I don't think it does by default, but like I think like if the government has like taxes and like tax schemes that provide like an incentive to make it, then yeah. Like I think if we had like a system for like say like giving like a reward to companies that like invent new technologies for like producing good medicines or producing like good like environmental technologies and stuff. Like if we said we'll just give $1 billion to a company that figures out how to solve like the energy crisis, then like people
How
would
does
start working
how
towards
does
that.
this end exploitation and imperialism?
Well,
How do you
I'd
do
hope that we
that?
would. Uh, uh, so I think we're not going to agree on like the exploitation thing if you're talking about like a per employee basis, because I hear you that it doesn't seem vague to you, but it does to me. But like I totally agree that like the first world needs to stop like exploiting and like being imperialist towards the development world. And I think a lot of that comes down to like land rights, and I think that's like one of the biggest things that needs to change. But like I think even if you change that, the economy would still kind of just look like capitalism and private ownership. Like it doesn't feel like a discontinuous jump to some other like communist thing to me, you know?
Exploitation is not like vague. Like what I'm saying is not vague. I'm talking about the extraction of surplus labor value that is
But like
taken
I guess
from
I don't know how you
the
calculate
worker.
that. Like how do you know if like the wage like is at a
You
right
know what a
place
wage
for
is?
sorry?
You know what a wage is, right?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Right. So what's the difference between a wage and a profit?
Profit is like what the employer like keeps for themselves, like
Okay,
and
and
what's
where
like
does that
left
come
over
from?
from like the like combination of like the labor and the capital.
No,
Oh, where did it come from?
not from the capital. It comes from the labor. So
Well,
like
you need the capital for the labor to be efficient a lot of the time, right? Like you
what
won't be
does
good
that
at
mean
you
to grow profit?
sorry?
Doesn't really have like in the context that we're talking about, like is not part
Well,
of
like
that.
like if you want to cut down a tree, like and I have an axe, you're gonna have a lot
Well,
easier
they
time.
already own the means of production though,
Who
right? So
does?
like the means of production is used by the worker. The worker is producing some sort of commodity or commodified service. So that use value comes from the worker's labor. And then instead of the worker keeping the full value of their labor, it is extracted by the capitalist and it is kept as profits. Does that make sense? Like that's not really vague.
Well, like it okay, I see what you're saying. So to you, like are you saying that like if the wages were high enough, then it would stop
No,
being exploitation? Like it's
no,
just that like capital or like profit has to go to zero and then there's no more
nope.
exploitation?
No,
Okay.
that's not what I'm saying. I don't care how much you make.
Hmm.
There's something called like high wage workers and they're still exploited. So it's not dependent on the amount that you're paid. It is dependent on your relationship to the means of production, right? This is a question of like ownership. Like, do
Right. I
you
guess I just don't know what ownership
own?
really means.
You don't know what
Ownership is kind of like,
ownership means?
I mean, it's kind of just like a social construct that depends on like the
Everything's
economic
a
system.
social construct. That doesn't mean that you don't know what ownership is.
Well, I guess like I know what ownership is defined as like under like our legal system, but I don't know what it would mean under some like other like legal system because we're
Okay,
talking
so
about
if
really
you
different
don't know
situations.
what ownership is, then why do you support capitalism?
Like I said, I think it is like the most efficient way to just like do production and like encourage innovation, but it's just pointed at the wrong things because we have like the wrong taxation system right now.
It hasn't been found to be more innovative or provide more of an incentive. Like I can give you like multiple different arguments on how communism offers more incentive and more innovation. Also, I can do an argument based in physiology, based on the pro-social emotions that we were talking about earlier, right? But it doesn't make sense to me that you're being dismissive of like ownership
I'm not
and
trying
the
to be dismissive.
significance
It's
of
just like
ownership. Do you know what capitalism is defined as?
I
Like, do
just
you
think of it
know
as
how
like
we know what it is?
I just think of it as like something defined by like people are allowed to own like private property, right? And then they can,
So
negotiate
what is
wages and
private
stuff.
property? So what is
Um,
private property?
it's just sort of like a construct that our society has where, for various like objects or pieces of land, we have this social contract where we say that belongs to this person and it doesn't belong to anybody else. And therefore that person gets to like decide what is done with it. And they can maybe rent it out to other people if they want, but ultimately they're kind of like the dictator of that particular object. Or sometimes it's an abstract thing, like intellectual property isn't about one object, but it's
Yeah,
like the
that can be
abstract copyright.
abstract.
Sorry?
So private property is something that is owned for the purposes of profit, right? Like that's what defines it as private property. Like we know that there's a difference between like my laptop and like a business. And that difference um, is whether or not you're using it to generate profit, right? So what communism says that is instead of like the private ownership of the means of production being held by like the capitalist class, right? What we're
Uh-huh.
saying is that everyone should own the means of their own production. So like if you work somewhere, you should have a democratic say in the way that is run. You should not be like alienated from your own labor, and you should not have your surplus labor value extracted from you, right?
So
Um,
so does that mean that like every time like I guess do you so you're saying that like, most like firms or whatever would be like kind of like shared ownership or like all firms would be shared ownership by the employees that work there. Would there be any notion of like sort of like a contractor, like somebody who like temporarily does something for the
yeah,
company but
yeah, sure.
doesn't like
That's
well
fine.
then well okay, I feel like if you say that's fine, then like couldn't a firm just say like okay, we're just gonna have like, three people and we're like the core, owners, but then we're gonna have like 100 contractors.
So the way to
Like
think about
it feels
this,
like you
right,
just
is
recreate
that like
capitalism kind
you
of.
can still have like a temp agency, like in communism. Like you can still have like some sort of like organization that
But why
like
doesn't that count as
it,
exploitation?
because it's about the relationship to the means of production,
But
right?
they're not owning it if they're just contracting for a
They don't
company,
have
right?
to. Like if you go work somewhere for like one singular day and like
Hmm.
your position, like your occupation, like in this like communist country or whatever, is that like if all of the teachers are sick or they're like you can be like a substitute teacher like in communism. Do you see what I'm saying?
I see
That
what you're
makes sense.
saying, but it does, but it's like it feels like you're going to have to just like kind of draw an arbitrary line somewhere of like, well, if you contract for them 30 days out of the year, then that's like the max. Like you
But
can't
you
do more
can
than
you
that,
can
right?
work out like what it's going to look like for that day that you're like substituting, right? Like maybe you go in and you get paid the exact same amount or like the average amount as those like teachers. Do you see what
Hmm.
I'm saying? So it's like I just don't understand for one why we're doing hypotheticals. But the other thing is like you haven't given me an example of like how capitalism is more beneficial for workers. You're just saying that it is better. And I want examples.
Okay, I'm happy. Can I ask one more question, like on the previous thing before we go to that?
That's fine.
Okay, so like if there was like a company that sometimes hires like or like has contractors for just day-to-day tasks, and they decided, you know what, we want to like actually just hire this one contractor over and over every day, like for the whole year,
Well, then you
and the
just
contractor's okay with
then you
that.
just can't. Then you just can't do that.
So
Um,
like how many days out of the year are you allowed to do it? Like are you just
I
going to
don't know.
draw?
I mean, I guess you'd have to like ask the dictatorship of the proletariat of any given country, wouldn't you?
Well,
I
but if
guess.
you were in that
You're
dictatorship of the
asking
proletariat, what would
me,
your position be?
you're asking me to like answer your hypothetical, right? And I can't.
Hmm.
I can't do it because it's going to look different everywhere. I already explained that to you, right? So it would be up to the dictatorship of the proletariat. It would be up to the laws and regulations that they have decided would exist. But no, obviously there wouldn't be some loophole for like contractors. But I want you to make your argument in favor of capitalism. I have like thoroughly answered everything that you've asked.
Okay. Sure. So, like I said, I think it's more efficient. I guess you want more detail than that. So, like,
Well, yeah, it's not
I think
enough to just say, hey, it's more efficient.
sure. So, I think like people being able to own businesses and like hire employees and like still like remain allowed to kind of like make decisions on their own about how the like company should be structured, like without sort of like making that a democratic thing over like everybody that they hire. Kind of just allows people to sort of like take like riskier things by like investing their own money rather than having like the ownership.
How is that more efficient for the working class? Because your argument is that it's more efficient for the working class. I want you to like actually make an argument for real.
Sure. So I think like what I was just describing is for like making technological like developments. Like I think that the ability to have like that risk leads to like technological progress. And then over time,
How is
technological progress makes it easier to like produce all kinds of stuff that can be like really good for the working class. Like
how
the
does
level of agriculture we have would just not be possible without like technological innovations, you know?
what is this like correlation that you're making between risk and innovation? Like, can you prove to me that like more risk means like more innovation? Like, I don't understand like this argument.
Well, like if you're going to try to like invent something new that's never been created before, like you are kind of just going to have to try a bunch of things out, you know? And like you're going to have to do things that you don't know are going to work ahead of time. So you're going to have to like take
Well,
some risks.
you said specifically that it would be investing your own money into innovation. How is that more how is that more efficient for the working class, right? And how is that even more how is that even better for the business owner anyway? That doesn't even sound good for the business owner.
It might not be good for the business owner. Like a lot of the times business owners might like try something and it doesn't work and like they just lose a bunch of money. And like that's the part of the
But
process of
your
like trying to innovate.
but your argument is that it's better than communism. That like investing
Uh-huh.
your own money as a business owner into these things is for one more effective for the working class. Um, and then now you're saying that it's like better for the business owner, and I don't think that it is.
No, it might
This is
not be
like a
better for the
really,
business
really
owner.
flimsy argument.
It definitely might not be better for the business owner. Like,
I
and I
don't
think
think it
that's fine.
is.
Like, I don't really care about the business owner, right? Like, they might mess up and just lose all their money, and like that's fine. I don't care if like the bourgeois people like mess up and make bad
You don't
investments. You
care if
know,
people like lose their jobs.
I care if like the working class people like like lose their jobs, of
Okay,
course.
so if you have these business owners who, in order to do innovation, are investing like all of their own money, which by the way, their money comes from the extraction of the surplus labor
Right. I
from the
agree. That's the
worker,
part we need to
right?
change. Yeah.
And then like you're having them like invest in favor of like innovation, and then that doesn't work, and people like all lose their jobs. How is that better for the working class?
So is I'm not saying that like I'm saying that like this leads to technological innovation, and then technological
You didn't
innovation is
prove
in the
that.
long run better for everybody.
You
Sorry.
didn't prove you didn't prove that it for one, like you can't like prove to me that it does lead to like better outcomes for technological advances. And you can't prove to me that it's better for the working class. You haven't been able to. I'm asking you to back up your claims because I can give a counter argument, but I want to hear yours.
I think maybe I've made it as thoroughly. I don't think I can provide you like a formal mathematical proof on the TikTok live that like
I'm not
people.
asking for mathematical proof. I'm asking you for like
Mhm.
even just like on surface level, what you're saying does not sound good. It doesn't sound good for the working class. It doesn't sound better for innovation. It sounds like just very, very flimsy, right?
Okay.
Well, I
Can
think
I? Do you want to
communism.
talk about your like why communism would be better for innovation, like
Yeah,
technological progress?
communism has
Yeah.
been better for innovation. Absolutely. 100%. For
Hmm.
one, we're not going to ask people to like risk their own money in order to innovate and like put people's like jobs and lives at risk, right? For something that like we don't necessarily know if that's going to work or whatever. Like you can get like funding in order to do that. Also, you never named what type of innovation you wanted to talk about because I would say that the majority of like quote unquote innovation um, in capitalism, for one, like we don't have access to that innovation. Like we'll never be able to engage with it. We can't afford it, whatever. Or there's like other, quote unquote innovation, and it's just like literally for a profit motive. So like
Well,
what
I
good
think.
is it? What good is it
Mhm.
to like develop like a vaccine or something like that hi, if if like people can't access it, right? So like an example of this would be the smallpox vaccine. Um so the United States decided that they did not want to distribute the smallpox vaccine because it was not profitable. However, the USSR stepped in. They distributed it worldwide at no cost. We also see like we can compare like the Cuban medical system to like the capitalist medical systems. And what we see is that Cuba, at no cost, has two separate lung cancer vaccines that are accessible for people. They have a very accessible and technologically advanced healthcare system versus the United States, who does not have this technology. And we have like healthcare deserts. We have like millions and millions of people who don't have access to healthcare at all. We also see that people are literally fined and punished for not having healthcare. So again, you would have to prove to me that capitalism is better for the worker and has better innovation for the worker.
I'm interested in the lung vaccine or the lung cancer vaccine. I'll have to Google that. I didn't know they had that. That's really
There's
cool.
two of them.
Okay, cool. I mean, I totally agree that like healthcare should be universal in the United States and everywhere else. But
Why
like,
isn't it?
because our politicians suck.
Is it just the politicians?
I mean, it's also the people voting for him, if that's what you mean.
No, that's not what I meant.
I mean, I think if we all voted to have universal healthcare, we probably would, right? Like,
No, I don't think so. Do you have lobby money? I don't have lobby money.
no, I'm saying if 100% of Americans voted for it, it would happen.
No, I don't think so.
What do you think would happen?
I mean, I for one, I don't think it'll ever be on a ballot. And the other thing is that these like companies are way more influential and powerful than any of the voters. They literally are giving money to these politicians, like they are lobbying the government, right? Um, we also don't have democracy in the United States, so
I mean, I think there's a lot of things wrong with our democracy, and I'd love to improve it. But I don't know. I don't know if this will be a productive route to go down. But
I mean,
like,
I'm happy to go down it. I think it's productive. Can you show me that we have democracy?
well, I guess I'm so like I hear you that companies have like way too much influence, but like a lot of the time that's by like like buying ads and stuff to like make people like think things that are wrong, right? Like and just sort of like do propaganda. But like at the end of the day, if 100% of people did vote for universal healthcare and just like voted out any politician that's like being corrupted by the lobbyists, I think we would get it, right? Or are you really disagreeing with that?
How are you gonna get it on a ballot?
I mean, we don't directly vote for things, but I'm saying if
Oh, we
100% of
don't.
people voted for a politician who promised to make that happen and that they actually followed through on that promise, it would happen, right?
Can a singular politician make that happen?
Uh, no, but okay. I think I feel like you're like, I think you get what I'm saying though. Like if everybody voted for
Okay.
a bunch of Senate candidates and for the president and for House members, right? Like we could get it done if like the U.S. populace was all unanimously in support of it.
No, it doesn't matter.
How does it not
Doesn't
matter?
matter. The vast majority of people in the United States do want universal health care. It's not going to be on a ballot, and the politicians are not going to go up against like the lobbying and go up against these like companies to do that because the United States has been incredibly clear that we are a capitalist country. We also can see that corporations have more power than the people here. And like you said, like we can't like put it on a ballot. Like we can't like suggest somebody in the comments help me. You guys know what it's called. Is it ballot measures or something like that? I don't remember. At the federal level, we can't do that. So it's like
Like
flash
referendums, you mean?
like it's the thing where you get something on a ballot. I can't remember.
I think it's like a referendum, but yeah. No, I agree. We don't have that federally.
Right.
I mean, yeah, I don't know that we
have it.
should like. So I don't know that like that kind of like democracy is like the best way to do things. But like I definitely don't love the like structure that the U.S. government has. I wish it was a lot more democratic. So I think we're mostly on the same page there. Like I would want to disempower like corporations' ability to influence elections too.
How are
So
you gonna do that?
that's a good question. I'm not like an expert on exactly that, but I think just like outlawing like campaign finance, right? Like making it all publicly funded, that seems like a good step forward.
But how are you gonna outlaw it?
By passing laws.
You think that they're gonna let us pass laws to get
I think if
money out of politics? You think we're gonna vote money out of politics?
I think we could if we were all unanimously in support of it. Yeah.
I think that's the most utopian thing I've ever heard in my life.
I think thinking that we can just like do like a revolution and build like a perfect system afterwards is pretty utopian too.
Well, it's not a perfect system, but the other thing is that I have seen revolutions. I can look throughout time and I can see that revolutions have not only been effective, but have been the only thing that has been effective.
I mean, a lot of technological progress has happened.
Long-lasting, meaningful, positive change comes through the uprising of the people. It doesn't come through a ballot box. You cannot show me any example anywhere throughout time or on the planet where you have been able to vote corruption out of a government. But I can show you that revolutions have been successful.
I think there are probably places where it's been voted, like corrupt politicians have been voted out of office. I don't know. I'm not like a big
I'm
historian.
talking about corruption itself.
I mean, that's like saying like vote like hatred out of government. Like that's just like too abstract of a thing to like.
So show me like a country that like voted like lobbying like out of their government. Or like
I think in some European countries, like all campaigns are like publicly financed, right?
That doesn't mean that they don't get lobbied.
Okay.
You don't think that they don't serve the interest of like the capitalist class anymore?
Probably to like a much lesser extent than we do in America. So like
Okay, so
clearly
there's still
progress.
corruption, right?
I don't think any system ever is going to have literally 0% corruption, right?
Well, a communist system would never have capitalist corruption.
Well, but they might have other forms of corruption, right?
But they won't have corruption for profit, will they?
I mean, they might have.
I want you to show me. I don't want you to get away from the point. I want you to show me that what you're talking about gets rid of the type of corruption that we were talking about instead of pivoting away to a different type of corruption.
I don't know any historical example off the top of my head.
It doesn't exist.
Maybe you're right.
Right? And you still have
like
not
if we were going to do a
shown me-
revolution, I would want the like system that we construct afterwards to be something that still has free markets but has like a lot more
Why is
like
a free
special
market?
distribution.
Why would you want a free market?
Because I think it's going to lead to better technological development that'll like benefit everybody in the long run.
Okay, what do you mean by a free market?
Like the ability for people to start companies and to like hire employees without necessarily giving them an ownership share and just to just like negotiate wages and to have private
That's
property.
not really what a free market is. Like free market just means like capitalism without like regulation.
Okay, yeah, maybe I shouldn't say free. Maybe I should just say markets.
So you're saying like I'm fine with like a communist revolution as long as like we do capitalism afterwards.
Well, I definitely wouldn't call it a communist revolution, but I'm just saying, like, if you're making the point that, like, if we can't, like, you were saying we can't get rid of corruption without a revolution, and so I'm saying, like, okay, if we want to do a revolution to get rid of the corruption, sure, but like the thing that we reconstruct out of the ashes probably should have markets
Would
in it.
You're just like reinstituting capitalism. Like there'd be no point. Genuinely no point at all. But you still have not, I want to remind you though, because we got really far away from this, you still have not shown me how capitalism is more beneficial to the worker.
Well, I mean, like I said, I think it's because it leads to better technological development, and
It doesn't
we've kind of been
though.
that road. I mean, like I think most of the major technological innovations that we've seen in the past
What
few centuries have happened in capitalist countries.
happened in capitalist countries? Like what?
Like the Haber-Bosch process, a lot of vaccine development, most of like the
I just talked about
computer.
vaccines. Like we've seen like cancer vaccines develop in communist countries, and we also see that capitalist countries refuse to vaccinate people because it wasn't profitable. So Sean's right though. I do need to move on soon because we've spent a lot of time talking.
All
But
right,
go,
sounds
go
good.
ahead and you can say whatever you'd like before you go.
Yeah, I mean, you're pointing to a couple specific vaccines. I think most vaccines have been invented in capitalist countries. There's also a lot of other
What
technologies,
needs your
but
vaccine? Tell me about
sorry.
it. Tell
I
me
mean,
about
the
it.
mRNA vaccine for COVID, right?
That wasn't like a capitalist venture. That also wasn't like developed just in like a capitalist country. That was like a joint like international effort.
Yeah, I think it was like mostly done in like Germany. I think like most of the key scientists were
And
in Germany.
COVID, or not COVID, Cuba. Cuba
They did the
played
COVID
a
vaccine.
significant role in this as well. So did China. So it's like, I don't know what you're saying. So can you give me a different example?
Gosh, I'm not a vaccine expert. I don't know,
Then
but
why
I'm
did you
guessing
bring
if
up
I go look it up.
vaccines? If you can't talk about vaccines, why'd you bring up vaccines?
I haven't done this debate as many times as you have. I'm just trying to say things off the top of my
I
head.
have never done a debate on vaccines ever in my life, first of all.
Okay, me neither.
But why would you bring up a point if you don't know the point?
That was one of the things I said. I also said the
I'm
Haber-Bosch
gonna move
process.
on. I'm
Okay,
gonna
thanks
move
for
on.
talking. Appreciate it.
Well, that was so fun. You were watching a documentary about how awful the USSR was. Did you know that the History Channel had a documentary saying that mermaids were real? Did you know that? That's one of my favorite things that has ever happened ever. Yeah, capital is better. No, you're right, Sean. I spent way too long talking to them. Way too long. Yeah, mermaids are not real. Hi, can I have your age?
Yeah, I'm 34.
Okay. Do you have an argument for me?
Yeah, so my understanding is that in communism, it's about for each according to their ability, to each according to their need, right? So labor is voluntary, uncoerced, and it's not about survival or financial reward, correct?
Sure. I mean, it is about
All right.
survival. I mean, like, but sure.
So the argument is that if all these people just kind of doing all these voluntary things and all the basic needs like the housing, food, healthcare, all guaranteed, there's no more financial incentive to do like the dangerous, disgusting, or very stressful type of work that society needs
Why
and
would there
relies
be incentive?
on the city.
Why wouldn't there be incentives? Where did the incentives go? Do incentives just
Well,
not
if someone, so let's say you want to you want to love painting, okay, you will do painting,
okay.
but who's gonna want to do like spend like cleaning the sewer, like the
Watch this.
toilets?
Watch this. Watch this. Can the chat do me a favor? Can you guys raise your hand if you would clean toilets in communism? Look at the chat. Look at the chat.
Okay, what about the super high, super hazardous jobs then?
What about it?
Like, let's say going
What do you chat?
into let's say
still
you
raising,
got
they're
to go
still
into
going.
to deep into the mines, extract the the minerals from the grounds, breathing in toxic dust and extreme heat and risk of the cave-ins and so on.
I mean, there's a lot of different ways we can do stuff like that, like hazard jobs or hazardous jobs. Like, for one, we can have like a military help do that. We could put them on a rotational basis. We can find other types of incentive to do that. What currently incentivizes people to do hazardous jobs?
Just the money.
The money.
They're gonna get paid. The higher the risk, the more they can demand to get paid.
I don't think that people necessarily get paid based on risk. I think in fact there are people who do some of the riskiest jobs on the planet and get paid, I don't know, $1.50 a day. Do you know what I'm referring to?
No.
I'm talking about prison labor. I'm talking about how inmate firefighters are put at the front lines of wildfires and they're given nothing but hand tools. It's the probably most dangerous job on the fucking planet. They're literally getting like put in the middle of fucking nowhere with little to nothing. And they are paid less than $3 a day.
Okay, but the difference is that in those today we can have labor unions or other people that demand more for that. You can sue the government.
Incarcerated people can't have unions. They're not allowed.
All right.
They're not considered.
I don't know too much about the incarceration, but let's just say private enterprise. Somebody's applying for a job at an oil rig or wherever they want to do, and it's a risky job. Let's say like what is that one? The crane operators and so on. Those are very risky jobs. They're paid very well because of the high risk of that kind of job.
Yeah,
People that climbed like all the way up in the skyscrapers and they're like super high up. They also get paid really good because those jobs is high risk.
Yeah, but there's tons and tons of other high risk jobs where people are paid very, very little. Very, very little.
Yeah, but then what's the incentive is the person now can choose voluntarily. Do they want to do that for X amount of dollars or not, right? So they don't have it like someone probably doesn't want to take it if they don't.
Can you prove to me that capitalism is voluntary? Can you prove it?
Yeah. So I'm applying for this kind of a job. I can negotiate with the company and say, look, this is a super risky job. Not a lot of people are applying because it's so risky. Pay me more.
Sean wants it. Hi, I'm sorry. I'm driving everybody nuts with letting the hypotheticals go.
All right, so that's one. So it's just there's going to be a lot of jobs that are people are not really want to do, and you're saying, okay, cleaning the toilets. They're going to want to do the fun jobs that they want to do, but there's going to be that. That's one. Then the other issue that I wanted to bring up was how do you like without prices, like you guys are against pricing and all that, how do you know like what to build tomorrow? Because like things can happen. Let's say the community needs to build a new transit system, and should they build it out of steel or aluminum? Let's say the materials. Aluminum is like lighter, but it's more electricity to refine it.
Do you determine what your building materials should be based on price signals?
Yeah, because you need to kind of know how scarce and what are the competing demands for the steel and aluminum and electricity across the entire global economy. How can a planning committee
Tinfoil is pretty cheap. Tinfoil is super fucking cheap. We should have built the Golden Gate Bridge out of tinfoil.
Yeah. So okay. So you're gonna say that.
I'm sorry.
Okay. So then I guess just lastly, I know some other people want to come up, but there also historically speaking, there was like black markets that.
Okay, can
like,
we pause for a minute, please? Sean, how's your day? How are you?
At work, I'm chilling. I'm just gonna say that. How are you?
I'm okay. I'm good. I'm glad you're here. I was bored, so I was hardly able to listen. Being honest.
I really want to set like a line, like a boundary, a precedent, if I may.
Yeah.
If a claim is made, there's going to need to be evidence for this claim. Like, I'm kind of tired of people just like saying shit and like just being like, yeah, because I believe it. Bro, stop it. Like, if you're going to make a claim, there's going to need to be evidence for it. Like, I'm sick of going down the hypothetical road. That shit is so boring.
I'm the worst because I'll allow it and egg it on all day long. But that's because I don't mind going in circles. There's something wrong with me. Okay, let's do this. What is your claim?
Okay, so just to address that, as far as the hypotheticals, it's not necessarily hypotheticals.
what is your claim?
It's your
All
you,
hypothetical.
you guys
made it
are
all hypothetical.
effectively all about theory, right?
I said, what
Okay,
is
so my
What is
claim is
your
this.
theory?
My claim is this, that even if you implement your communist system, there's going to be black markets that are going to form. And in the black markets, the only way that you can like control them is through having a very strong police state.
Oh my
So
God, that's a
effective.
terrible argument.
Okay, so that's my
Literally
claim.
the worst argument. All right, cool. Prove it.
Worst one.
Okay, so let's prove it. So first I have to prove that there would be a black market. And so the way I'll prove that is,
Wait, 1 second. Really quick. Can I interrupt just really quickly? Because you're supposed to be proving that capitalism is better than communism. And you're saying, like, well, communism's like not good because there might be like a black market. Do black markets exist in capitalism or not?
yeah, they
They're
do.
exclusively capitalist entities. Like, they are.
Yeah, but the problem, the reason I'm bringing that up is the theory of communism, it assumes that there's going to be a cooperative
reason-
society,
The
right?
reason you're bringing it up is because you don't know shit. But let's just get to the evidence.
Yeah, so the evidence, your claim is that it's exclusively communist. However, I'm saying no, it's not exclusively communist at all. It's just naturally human. And I'll give you an example. So let's say you're at home.
And don't make a new claim because you're not going to be able to do the first claim. We can address all claims one at a time. Your thing right now is to prove that black markets will show up in a socialist economy.
Yes. So if one person decides to, let's say they paint something in their house.
I'm going to stop you here because this is a hypothetical. This is not evidence. I want evidence.
Well, okay, so black markets existed in communist societies in the past. And I can give you an example of like how, like you guys, what you're lacking is your theories have already been
Listen,
tried.
I don't- no one gives a fuck about this
Your theories have
misogyny.
already went through it
Listen,
all,
Look,
actually.
look.
And actually, not just that, here's the,
No one gives a fuck about this. No one gives a fuck about this cope. I want the evidence. If you don't have it, we're just going to toss that claim out the window. Shit is DOA, and we're going to move on to the next claim. So, do you have the evidence or not?
all right. Evidence, I do have evidence, but we can move on to the next claim.
So the
Okay,
evidence.
excellent. Let's.
Oh, go ahead.
Okay, so again, all previous, there's black markets in previous societies. And
trust you, bro.
there was a
Okay,
police state
excellent.
that was
We're just gonna-
required to.
We're going to go ahead
dismantle
and
that.
we're going to go ahead and toss this out the window because you don't have any empirics, you don't have any evidence. So
You want
we're
me to
gonna-
give you historical
we're gonna
evidence?
just-
Is that what
we're
you're
gonna-
asking me
we're
right
gonna
now?
claim- I've asked you for that way too long. It's too late. It's too late. I asked you for that over 4 times. You didn't give it, so you don't have it. Let's just go to the next claim because that claim is DOA
next
now.
claim-
I've already given you too much grace. So the next claim is
All
communists
right, I'll
will
just
not
give
be
you. I'll
able
just
to
give you a couple
calculate
so
what
that
to
you
make
don't.
things out.
Okay, so during communism, let's say Levi's jeans were coming into the systems because they were not in the actual Soviet bloc of the countries. Levi's, it was a Western brand. However, people loved the jeans, and it was a status symbol actually for the people from the West. So the evidence is that the state did not make Levi's jeans. However, one of the more popular people that were wearing during socialism. and it was selling on the black market for high prices. That's one, but I can give you many examples.
So
I'm
make
gonna move on.
jeans.
I'm gonna move on to the next claim.
So make
They
jeans.
had jeans. They literally had jeans. But listen. This claim is DOA, like I said, because you don't have any evidence of it.
I just
We're
gave you
gonna
the
toss it
evidence.
out the
You
window.
can keep saying I didn't give you
100%.
evidence. I just gave
100%. The trust me, bro, at the very last minute, let's just go ahead and move on to the next claim that socialists will not know what to produce and how to produce it. Go ahead and prove that that's a thing. Because this is just ECP. Go ahead and prove that ECP
Sure,
exists.
I'll just point out for the record that I did give evidence, and you said it's not evidence.
Yeah, you
Next
didn't give
thing-
evidence. I asked you for evidence 4 times. You didn't give evidence.
keep-
all
you
you
keep
did,
muting.
all you did was say, trust me, bro, Levi jeans. Let's just go into the
What does
next
that mean?
claim,
Trust
like
me,
I
bro.
said
So
before,
are you
because that's what you said. So now let's go into the
disputing that
next
that
claim.
happened?
Listen,
Okay.
listen. I know you're upset. I know you're embarrassed.
definitely not upset?
But if you, yes, you are. But if you don't move on to the next claim, because the first claim I asked you 4 times for evidence, you didn't give any evidence. I asked you for a 5th time, you didn't give any evidence. And when I wanted to move on to the next claim, you said, trust me, bro, Levi jeans. I don't believe you. Let's move on to the next thing, which you said communists will not be able to know how to produce and when to produce goods. Prove that.
All right, so my issue is that you keep asking for evidence. I give evidence, you say it's not evidence. So what is evidence in your
Give
eyes?
evidence.
Okay, I'm just going to ask the question again. It's okay because apparently he
An
doesn't
example of
understand.
evidence that you're
He doesn't understand the question. You said that communists will not know how to produce and what to produce in order to make things out of things and in order to distribute resources. I just want you to prove that that issue exists within socialist nations. That's the next claim. So that's the evidence you would be bringing up. That's all I want to hear. I don't want to hear anything else.
Okay, and can I ask, when I say proof, what would be a proof that would suffice for you?
I've already answered this. Empirical evidence. Come on, let's go. Chop chop, sui sui.
Okay. All right.
We're
So
waiting.
you want like studies and stuff like that, right?
Come on, man. There's no way. Yes, I want empirical evidence. Come on, man. Like, what the fuck are we doing?
All right.
What the
So
fuck- is this really where we are?
Yeah.
sure. For, the use of knowledge in society, 1945, by Friedrich Hayek. It was a study published in the American Economic Review. The study reframed this argument that economic data is not clean, static, or centralized, and is highly fragmented, localized, and changes every second in the minds of individual humans. And the finding was that prices act as decentralized
No way.
communications network. A centralized planning bureau or supercomputer cannot replicate that because it cannot aggregate tacit knowledge, fleeing local human desires, and sudden shift in real-time supply. There's some evidence, but
your
we can
evidence
go.
of the claim is more of the claim.
Yeah.
My evidence is a claim is specific findings based on a study, my man.
Okay, what was the
1945.
study? Let's hear about this study in 1945 where they thought black people were less than. Let's hear about this scientific study. Let's go.
Okay. So,
What
basically,
economies did they evaluate?
both capitalism versus communism.
What countries' economies did they evaluate?
They did Soviet Union.
No, they didn't.
It was the
but okay,
primary
go
case
ahead.
study for it. And they basically used Soviet Union used to have something called the 5-year plan. And they also looked at Maoist China from 1949 as well. Eastern Bloc nations, the satellite states, they checked Cuba. And basically what they found in all of the
Cuba,
studies.
1945.
1949?
I'm talking about all the studies, but in general, what the studies show is the empty shells.
Stop right now. Stop right now. Because you had already fucked up when you said China in the 1945. Well, stop. Cut it out. This is just bunk. This is just absolutely bunk. Because you don't even know when countries were established as socialist. So we're just going to go ahead and take this and toss it out the window because this is just going to be mad embarrassing for you. You're on a panel with 2 people who know more about China and the USSR than Stalin and fucking Mao. I promise you don't want to do this one. So let's just go to a different source. Or we can move on to the next claim and just have this one DOA as well.
Okay, so what he did was he studied the Soviet factories, and
Okay.
he looked at exactly what they were doing, and then he made a study based on that.
Okay, excellent. What were his findings, and what was the evidence that his findings were reliable as based upon the Soviet 5-year plan? Now we're on to my favorite part, and
Ooh,
that's the math.
I'm excited.
Okay, so he's actually, just to give you his credentials, he was a
Give a
Nobel
fuck
Prize
about
winner.
his credentials. I
Okay,
want
so
to
he was a
know.
Nobel Prize
I
winner.
want to know. I don't give a fuck about his credentials. I want to know the math he did to come to the findings that socialist nations don't know how to produce enough goods to distribute goods amongst their people. Because he has some explaining to do with the 1980s CIA document saying the exact opposite, and a 1983 CIA document saying the exact opposite about both of these countries. Like, let's just get to the findings. I want to know the math. I want to know the analysis. I want to know the equation, the algebraic equation that he utilized in order to say socialists cannot produce enough because there isn't, I don't know, price signaling or something.
Right. So in this particular study, and I could talk about other ones, but this particular one actually attacked what you're saying, the idea that mathematic formula could be used to run a human economy. He actually argued against that.
We're
He
going
said
to
it's
go ahead and stop you here. Mathematic equations will not be used in order to figure out price signaling
I'll tell you why.
and the effects of price signaling.
I'm going to tell you why.
And that's what we're
Because
saying.
I'm going to tell you why.
Math is invalid. Math is invalid when calculating an economic system.
I'm going to tell you why.
Get
Mathematical.
the fuck off the panel. Get off the panel. Get off the. This guy stinks. Next. Give it to the other guy. Bring the other guy back.
Someone is getting.
I'm sorry.
There's no way. There's no way. This guy challenged math. Stop it.
He said- Oh my God. My goodness. Okay, let's see.
Could you imagine? Could you imagine if I told you, if I said, hey, Ash, can I borrow $600 today? And you go, well, I really need the money. And I was like, I promise you I'll pay you back. I have a foolproof plan. And you go, what's the foolproof plan? Actually, I wrote a document about how plans to pay people back is actually not a good thing, but you gotta trust me that I'll pay you back. And I'm gonna win a Nobel Prize. What? Cut it out. Cut it out.
You can't use math to run an economy. I'm fucking crying. I'm gonna clip it. That was so funny. Noah's here. I know.
What's good, Ash? What's up, Sean?
No, we're cooked. We're cooked, nigga. It's over for us.
What happened?
There's no way. Earth 2 gotta do some good shit, I promise you. Because this Earth
Wait,
1,
you said
it's
Earth
over.
2? What about Woke 1?
It's over. It's over.
Wait, Sean, did you see, or both of y'all, did y'all see what AOC said about Woke 1,
No.
1.0? Oh, it's an awful clip. It's
I
been
heard that she was talking about she did an interview where she was okay, so I've been calling out AOC for a long time, but I heard she did an interview where she talked about woke one. No, actually. Who was she talking to? I forgot who she was talking to. Is it the same one where she was talking about like how tensions were just high in 2020? And
Yes,
that's
she
why
had me
they were
so
calling
fucked
for-
up, bro, because she basically there's this move right now and it's very calculated because AOC came out with this shit. Mom Donnie made a comment about it, and I've just been seeing discourse on Twitter about this, even from like people within DSA in the more radical factions of DSA too, right? Because they have like a Maoist caucus, whatever, the other shit. And basically they're like, at prison abolition and police abolition was some childish shit, and we were all just like in lockdown and kind of crazy, which is why there was like this resurgence of the prison abolition movement. And it's so ahistorical because prison abolition is way older than fucking 2020. I don't know exactly when it began, but like there's a book, like a foundational text on prison abolition by Ruth Wilson Gilmore called Golden Gulag. That shit came out in like 2009. Joy James was writing Resisting State Violence in like 1996, talking about police and prison abolition. But basically they're trying to characterize it as some like childish politic that they're now leaving behind in 2020.
Oh, Al's here. Al, do you want to come up and talk about this?
About this.
Come up, Al.
It's really awful.
Al.
I mean, Mamdani literally just came out and said, like, I don't believe in defunding the police, which is hilarious because defund was like a liberal sort of distortion of the initial demand of abolish the police. And the fact that he can't even concede to the liberalized form of it is absolutely wild to me.
Insane. And
Didn't I tell you, Sean? Didn't I
they
tell
were
you? Because I told you. And when did I tell you?
a long time ago.
A long time ago.
What happened? What did I say? What happened when I told you?
Exactly what I said.
No, dog. I've been talking about this for so long because AOC in 2021, she was answering to a bunch of people who were her followers. And they were asking her, she had like all the leverage in the world. They needed like all the votes that they could possibly get. And so they were like, hey, I forgot what it was that they were trying to pass. But they were like, hey, AOC, we need your vote. And she had every opportunity to be like, hey, I will give you my vote if you do insert any radical thing. Like insert any radical thing. Take universal health care seriously. Give a better government stipend of $2,000 to the American people, like anything. It could have literally been anything. And she did nothing. She was just like, yep, I'll give you my vote. And then when people were just like, why didn't you leverage your vote the same way that they leveraged their vote? And she was just like, well, sometimes you got to play ball. I was like, sometimes you got to play ball? Sometimes you got to play ball?
Wait, this is AOC?
This is AOC.
Yeah, she came to my campus and she played in all of our faces when we had the encampments. She came and did her little like Latina girl boss speech and was like, I totally am with y'all and condemn all weapon sales to Israel. We need an embargo now, et cetera, saying all the shit. Her and Cornel West, fuck him too. Her and Cornel West were both there. And then come to find out she funded the Iron Dome.
I'm telling you, I've been telling people since forever, this voting shit does nothing. The people you're voting for are doing the shit that you're afraid of. And then everybody looks around and look at me with the who farted face. And I'm just like, I don't know what to tell you. I told you Gavin Newsom was bad, actually.
Yeah, I'm just like waiting to see like when a so-called progressive will like stand on the shit that they talk about before they get elected when they're actually in office. Because I feel like I've yet to see that in my lifetime.
100%. Hi, Al.
Al.
Hi, friends.
Hi. I had to steal you because I know this is like one of your favorite topics.
Yeah, I missed what Noah said though. I just heard police and prison abolition, so I put little eyes in the chat.
Oh, we were talking, AOC just did an interview and like Mamdani was kind of speaking to this as well. And it just seems like there's a lot of discourse going on about it. But AOC was talking about how like one of her friends refers to the era of 2020 as woke 1.0. And she was like, woke 1.0 was so crazy. I think it's just because we were locked up that we were just kind of, you know, a little bit like loopy or like delusional or something, which is why prison abolition was something that was like becoming popular at the time. And it was weird because it's like in the interview, it almost seems as if she's like attributing prison abolition to 2020 or its emergence to 2020, which does not make sense because there's been a breadth of literature long before 2020 about prison abolition. There have been political movements calling for the abolition of police and prisons for like decades prior to 2020.
Yeah, I mean, maybe people were just like had more time and were reading books or something. Like maybe they were just getting more educated. Also, like, imagine telling Angela Davis that like prison abolition was a thing of 2020. Crazy.
Right. Like, also, I've been seeing like the DSA folks, like some people I'm not mutuals with on Twitter, but like I am mutuals with people who engage with these people on Twitter. And they're saying things like prison abolition and police abolition is incompatible with communism. Actually, hold up. I have my laptop here. Y'all need to hear this. I'll give you this lady, Cassie Pritchard. She has a huge account. She's kind of like, I don't know if y'all know her. She, I believe she's in DSA right now, but she like led some like Starbucks union thing. I don't know like exactly her background, but hold up.
Yeah, I'd be interested to read this because I don't really know that you could have. I mean, you could have it without communism, but I think like that would be the most efficient and effective and
Police and prison
life-saving
abolition
way.
can only happen within a communistic movement.
Mm-hmm.
There's no such thing as police and prison. How do you like in a capitalistic system or a feudalistic system uphold like the divine right in the feudalistic system, the divine right of kings without a police state? How do you uphold currency in a capitalistic system without a police state?
I
Right.
also don't think like if you are like listening to like Lenin, for instance, on like what the revolutionary period entails, he talks about how the proletariat can't just like seize the ready-made state machinery. So it's not like you have a revolution and then niggas are just like, okay, we're just gonna take over the existing police force in prisons. Like that's not that's not how it works.
Yeah, okay, so Green stitched me the other day because I had made a video saying that I don't believe in crime because like the United States is like illegitimate, like it doesn't have like any right to declare like what is or is not crime. And Green stitched me and said that like prison and police abolition is an anarchist position and that I was contradicting Marxism-Leninism, which is completely untrue. Like Marxism-Leninism is totally compatible with the abolition of police and prisons and like literally everything.
Yeah, I think I think a lot of that is like a misunderstanding of what like true police and prison abolition is, you know?
Yeah, this
Well, most
DSA.
benefits. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, my bad, Sean. I was just gonna say this DSA person, Cassie Pritchard, she said, we need to disentangle, quote, racist police killings are intolerable, end quote, true premise, from abolition is a necessary program, contestable conclusion. There are countries right now where police basically never kill people, yet they do have police. It is achievable, clearly. The conflation happens from both camps, by the way. You have centrists dismissing the true premise that the status quo is intolerable in order to run away from the conclusion, abolition, and abolitionists suggesting only their answer addresses the premise. In fact, we should preserve the moral premise fully intact. It is intolerable and unnecessary to have a society in which police are so violent and that violence is so clearly targeted against racial minorities and accept a variety of rigorous solutions. It's possible to perceive racist police violence as an urgent social disease to be solved ASAP and to also, as a consequence, demand near-term reforms that are plausible and which could marshal popular support.
This irritates, sorry, Sean, but this irritates me because it's solely on the premise that like police are only bad because they're violent and because they kill people.
Exactly.
Like that's so aggravating to me.
But like, even if this were true, like her solution is like, wait longer, wait a little bit longer on us.
Maybe
We'll
vote
come
too.
we'll come up with a solution soon enough.
Wait,
Like,
Ash, this is so funny because you said what you said about Green. This is also from the same person tweeting. She said, we need to create a permission structure on the left that allows socialists to have normal socialist beliefs about police and prisons. In parentheses, fairer, fewer, and more humane, instead of abolish, which is flatly anarchist and incompatible with any form of state socialism. Are we okay?
We're not.
the issue is that like most anarchists are just very undereducated and don't even realize that they are just communists. And they just like hold these like liberal tendencies that they're trying to like get rid of. Like that's what anarchy is. Like it's holding a liberal tendency and doing whatever you can to sound as radical as possible. So you go like, oh, if this thing is popular, then that means that I have to go against it because like that's what anarchy is, and it's not. And then you ask most anarchists like what their principles are, like what their labels are. They don't have any because like they don't understand like their own ideology. It's just contrarian. And this idea that like it's not a Marxist principle to get rid of prisons and police is just a lack of education of what Marxism is.
100%. And like, I know I say this all the time, and I'm like never gonna stop emphasizing that like Marxism wants to abolish like all existing social relations. It is a radical position. And like abolishing police and prisons is not just like compatible with Marxism, Leninism, but like it would be like required in Marxism.
Yeah, it's a necessity, right? It irritates me when they say things like a normal view because what they're talking about is a liberal view because that's just what's normal.
Sean,
Like
if you had
most
to guess, what is the race of
understand.
the woman that I was just reading her tweets?
Oh no, I thought she was black, but now I feel like she might be white.
She is definitely a white woman.
No.
She said that the prison abolitionist response to violence being consolidated in the form of police and prisons is to replace it with what she termed woke lynch mobs. I was like, what prison abolitionists are you reading?
What the?
Yeah, you just tell me you've never read any prison abolitionists. Here, let's do this, Buddha. You can't come up. Oh well.
There's someone that has been saying like, please don't ignore me. Let me up, please. Maybe we should.
Let's let him up, I guess.
Also, I gotta go, but Sean, we need to talk about liberals one of these days.
Just liberals in general.
Kind of, sort of, kind of. But I've been running this thing, trying to keep it going. It's very funny to me. But I am gonna start saying quotes from Obama, and mainly from this particular speech. But I'm not going to reveal that it's Obama. And the responses are fucking crazy. I already tried it once in Santana's live. I just commented it out of nowhere in the comments, and I didn't like quote it to Obama. And everybody's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? That's so wrong. That's a horrible thing to say. All the libs was mad. And it's like, I'm using your nigga to
Your guy. Yeah, your
this
guy.
is your man that you defend. But because like, bro, I don't know if you've heard his 2008 race speech. It is one of the most egregious things I've ever read in my life. Like, I knew Obama was on some fuck shit, but I didn't know it was this bad. He accuses...
I'm telling y'all, when I tell y'all, I told y'all a long time ago, people were so mad at me. Ask Ash, actually. Ash, people were so mad at me. Were you here around that time? And Al, people were so mad because I was the only one going around the app saying Obama did nothing for black people. And they were fucking livid. My account, that's actually one of the things, this account that I'm on now actually got banned. Like the whole account got banned. And I ended up winning the appeal because I was mass reported because I kept going around Black liberal lives telling them Obama did nothing for black people. Like they were so mad. And I was like, bro, this is just true. And whenever I would bring like empirical evidence of like how he harmed the black community, they'd just be like, oh, but he had to do that because, you know, fucking he had to play ball. And I was just like, all right, AOC.
Wait, Sean, hold up. Just one line. You really need, everyone needs to hear this. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna get my anti-Obama propaganda out.
Don't apologize. You're good.
Whether y'all like it or not, I'm sorry, Ash.
No, go for it, please.
I know this is your man, so maybe like cover your ears when you hear the Obama slander.
I'm out here like la 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 la. No.
Hold up. Where are we? Okay. On the other hand, on the other end, we've heard my former pastor, Reverend Jeremiah Wright, use incendiary language to express views that have the potential not only to widen the racial divide, but views that denigrate both the greatness and the goodness of our nation that rightly offend white and black alike. I've already condemned in unequivocal terms the statements of Reverend Wright that have caused such controversy. For some, nagging questions remain. Did I know him to be an occasionally fierce critic of American domestic and foreign policy? Of course. Did I ever hear him make remarks that could be considered controversial while I sat in church? Yes. Did I strongly disagree with many of his political views? Absolutely. Just as I'm sure many of you have heard remarks from your pastors, priests, or rabbis with which you strongly disagree. But the remarks that have caused the recent firestorm weren't simply controversial. They weren't simply a religious leader's effort to speak out against perceived injustice. Instead, they expressed a profoundly distorted view of this country, a view that sees white racism as endemic and that elevates what is wrong with America above all that we know is right with America. A view that sees the conflicts in the Middle East as rooted primarily in the actions of stalwart allies like Israel instead of emanating from the perverse and hateful ideologies of radical Islam. Are we okay? Did y'all hear that shit? So the first part, he's saying that his pastor, who was, a sort of radical black man, him making comments about race in America is responsible for the racial divide. So black people are responsible for our own oppression. The second part is that white racism is not endemic to America. That's a profoundly distorted view of this country. And that the issue in the Middle East is not Israel, but it's radical Islam. I swear, if you say this shit, even to like an insufferable liberal, and you decontextualize it, you don't say it's Obama, they would oppose what I just read. Like, that shit is fucking wild to me.
Noah, before you go, because I know you're gonna like run super fast before I can do this.
Yeah, I'm scared.
No, don't be scared. Can everybody follow Al and Noah and Sean, please? I would super appreciate it. I just want you to be on the panel when I say that so that they can click the plus.
I was really about to say, like, this is so off topic. Obviously, I agree with you, Noah. But Noah, you are such a lovable person or like character. I don't know. That sounds strange, but you just are everywhere you go. You're just
Oh, I
like
really
so genuine and
appreciate that.
kind.
Thank you so much. People,
Yeah.
I am not liked in some of the spaces that I be in, so I appreciate it. But I be in liberal spaces. Like, I have hella people who've blocked me on this app.
Yeah, I think it's probably just because you're smart, but like you just, I don't know, you're very, very, very lovable.
You seen the liberals that Noah be talking to?
I know. And Noah stays in Santana's live, and that's just so funny to me.
I saw you earlier in Santana's live, and he said it's, because you like troll and stuff. And I put in the comments, I'm like, please don't ever stop trolling. It is so fucking funny to me.
So, like, it's really, I have like a compulsion. Like, I don't know what it is. You can't eat theory. Name one centrally planned economy that didn't end in bread lines. Sean, you want to take that one?
Cuba. But is Davola? Dabla? I don't know. I can't read it.
Oh, I forgot they were on the panel. Can I have your age, please? Oh, bye.
Me?
Yeah, what's your age?
I'm 19.
Okay, what's up? Do you want to make an argument that capitalism is better than communism?
No, it's listen, I'm not excuse me for my English, I'm not a native speaker. I just want to put that first. I don't want to make an argument against communism. I just want to push back on your claim a little bit. I definitely believe that Marx was onto something. First of all, I'm not trying to say he was a bad person. He definitely poked some holes in capitalism about monopolies, worker manipulation, and other things. However, how do I say this? Communism is a stateless and moneyless society, right? In its end form.
Let's pretend it is.
Okay. How can we say that communism is better than capitalism when we don't even have a how do we say it? An example of that moneyless and stateless society?
I'm just
That's
gonna
my
start.
first
You know
question.
what I'm gonna start doing? What I'm gonna start doing is that when people say this, when people say like, "Oh, communism has never been tried," I'm just gonna start calling them racist. Like I'm just gonna be like, "Yo, this is
What?
just racism. Like this is the erasure of like literally the erasure of Black and Indigenous American history. This is nuts to me. Like how people can just like throw away 10,000 years of history because what they just don't like indigenous people. Nuts to me, absolutely nuts to me. Yeah, we have examples of it. Marx got the idea from indigenous Americans and Africans that did communal gift economies with outstate classer money.
I was also about to ask, just in case if that doesn't make sense, since I'm really new to politics and everything. Wait, you said it comes from indigenous peoples, right?
Correct.
Okay, I don't really have an argument against that. You know, I didn't come here to fight communism. I came here to learn. Another question is, so in communism, everybody's equal. Yes.
I don't know what that means, but sure, let's just say yes.
Basically, everybody has the same lifestyle. We could say no, when it comes to
I don't even know what
money.
that means, but sure.
I don't know. Listen, I don't know what to. It's like there's no money, right? And let's say
The end goal, the
somebody,
inference of the end goal, sure.
let's say somebody wants a personal luxury, not something like a Porsche or a Ferrari, but say, I don't know, an espresso machine or something like this, right? If everybody is supposed to be equal and have the same things, again, I'm not super educated, so I'm just speculating here. How does one achieve this? How does one get common items that are made instead of for survival? They're made for just not luxuries, but just personal, how do you call it, enjoyment stuff.
You get an espresso machine. You get an espresso machine. You get an
They just go
espresso
get it.
machine.
Sure.
Yeah, they just go get it. They just go get an espresso
I
machine.
don't want one though.
I
That's
also
too
don't
damn,
want one.
it's too damn bad.
I'm sorry. That's right. We're all gonna have the same lifestyle. See,
Listen, I've done the authoritarianism. Look. I've told everyone that under communism, like once we establish the protectional state for the revolution, everyone's getting a guitar. And I've had so many people hit me up in my DMs and comments. Well, I don't know how to play guitar. I don't really want a guitar. I didn't ask you if you knew how to play guitar or if you want a guitar, Jonathan. I told you you're getting a guitar. If I go to your house post-communism and I find out you don't have a guitar, gulag.
I remember this argument, by the way, and I did tell you that I don't know how to play guitar.
I know
I
you
don't
did.
want a guitar, but can we do kittens maybe?
If you
Like everyone
don't
gets a kitten?
have a guitar, gulag. I said what I said.
Can we make everyone drink Red Bull instead of coffee?
Instead of coffee.
So is anybody gonna answer my question or?
I did. I said they would go get an espresso machine.
Yeah, you can have one. That's fine.
Okay, but I'm still not getting it here.
Okay.
Let's say there was more demand than there are espresso machines.
Can
There
I
wouldn't
bring
be.
up like Xboxes if that's okay? Because this is like a real statistic.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
for
go ahead.
every one person on the planet, there are 5 Xboxes currently.
Do you
Like
not know that?
we can just like redistribute Xboxes. Like if you don't have an Xbox, like one can be like provided to you.
I'm almost 500% sure there's more espresso machines than there are Xboxes.
Yeah.
And even if there wasn't, can you just go to your neighbor's house and borrow their Xbox?
That's plausible, but what if somebody lives far away at a village or something? That's totally plausible.
We'll just make more Xboxes and espresso machines and guitars. I mean, like you can still make goods in communism. Like your ability to like produce things doesn't go away. In fact, your ability to produce things becomes much more efficient.
All right, that makes sense. Again, I'm here to learn. Nothing. I'm not attacking anybody's beliefs here. What about exports and imports? Let's say we achieve a communist state within, I don't know, a country like Poland, for example, right? And
Oh, I don't
Poland,
believe Poland.
Poland, let's say, clearly doesn't have titanium, right? But what if we need titanium in Poland? How do imports work?
We're gonna nuke Poland, first of all. No,
Can't nuke Russia.
fine, fine. No, I agree. I totally agree. No, I mean, you can still do trade. Why can't you do trade?
Yeah, but how does it work without money? I mean, the country doesn't have a currency, no?
You can do a mutual exchange. Why can't you just do mutually beneficial exchange of like resources and stuff like that?
Can you explain what that is, please?
No, you just make a deal. Does that have to include money?
So, like 100,000 tons of titanium for what? Like,
I don't know.
I'm not getting
Black
the.
boxes.
I mean,
Basically,
if
like a
people have
trade
an
instead of
abundance of
money?
titanium, I don't understand why they wouldn't just give the titanium.
Right. That's the other thing. You just give it to people.
Yeah, no. You're not understanding. Let's say a revolution starts in Poland, right?
Wow.
And
Okay.
after some time, we've achieved the communist state in Poland. Okay. No, I'm just trying to. Again, I don't know how this works. I'm just trying to make sense of this. Poland does not have titanium mines, from what I know, or we can just, how do you call it? We can just say it doesn't have, right? How do imports of titanium come to, or of other things like copper, gold, or whatever the country
transport it.
needs?
Like you just transport it. You just ask someone who has that resource, hey, I need that resource. Either they'll give it to you or you could trade something for it.
Okay,
Trading
then let's
can
say.
still exist.
So let's say Germany, a capitalist country, has titanium. Through what process does Poland go to get that titanium? To trade it in, to
We just
import it
told
within their
you.
country.
We just told you.
If we
I did
achieve
not understand.
like the end stage of communism in Poland, then the end stage of communism is everywhere.
Mhm.
So
Oh, so basically globalist communism, yes?
What does that mean?
Global, how do you say this? International.
yeah, communism is international.
I don't have anything else to say. I think I should just read up on it more.
Okay.
That's why I don't
Okay.
want to debate and try to fight something I don't know about. I just wanted to ask people who are clearly interested in this ideology.
Also, we weren't laughing at you. Just so you know, Poland's been a running joke for like 2 weeks. So
What?
yeah, we've been joking about Poland for a while.
Actually, not a joke for me. I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. Poland, that is a real thing. Poland is not a real. I do not
I agree. I
acknowledge
just don't
Poland.
want to lose my account. Okay.
Oh, fair enough. Go ahead.
Thanks for coming up. I appreciate you.
Hey, sorry, and I just want to say sorry for spamming the chat or
No, you're
being
fine.
offensive and I saw the people in the chat were a little bit annoyed, so I just want to say sorry to everybody. I just want to learn.
You're
This
fine.
is all.
Thanks for coming up. We'll talk to you later.
Well, that was amazing. Have a nice day,
And
guys.
make sure to follow the host if you want, the host and Sean below me, because that's where you'll learn.
Okay. Well, just don't try and come up on my live.
Okay.
I hate that shit. I hate when people come up. Oh, I just have a question, Gig. Looking for debates.
I know, you just want to fight.
Yep, absolutely. 100%. I'm sick of the questions. Join the Discord if you got questions.
I don't have an argument. I was just wondering if you could tell me what communism is.
You know, that's how I met Ash, by the way.
That is how we met. And it was effective. Oh no. What are we doing?
up?
What
do you
no. What is
Why do you have your
happening?
camera on?
What is happening?
Yeah, like,
I don't
Relax,
know. This is my first time
relax.
coming up. I'm more curious about kind of the socioeconomic consequences
Wait,
of
how old
communism.
are you?
29.
Okay. Do you have an argument?
Yeah, I just think communism supports authoritarian government and suppresses free
Base.
speech.
God.
Base. Suppress free speech. I love that. Tell me
Yeah.
more.
Well, I think in the end state of communism, the end state you guys keep referring to, I'm curious what happens to literature, movies, music that promotes like a capitalist narrative. Like let's say I'm in this end state of communism. I don't like it, and I want capitalism. And I start pushing for capitalism internally. Like, what happens to me?
We'll make fun of you relentlessly.
That's it.
Yeah.
Okay.
You
That's
can
not too
complain all you want. I mean, but if you're just like running around with like a sign that says like I want capitalism, we're just gonna like make fun of you.
Well, no, I'm working
really
internally.
annoying.
I'm organizing, and I'm
No,
really
you're not.
pushing.
I don't think you are.
What do you mean?
No, I just don't think you are. I don't think that you are gonna organize
Let,
it.
let's hear your sales pitch from people from having complete and total freedom and access to all resources to being impoverished, like convincing people to being impoverished. Let's hear that.
Who's impoverished? I'm not impoverished.
Capitalism requires people to be impoverished. So if you're doing inner workings, you're convincing people to be impoverished where they have access to resources.
I'm convincing people to have upwards mobility and agency, whether or not they're
Let's hear.
impoverished.
Listen, let's hear this sales pitch. I don't think you understood the question, so I'll just ask the question again. Let's hear this sales pitch of your inner workings to convince people who have access to total resources to now be impoverished under capitalism.
That's not a question.
That is
It
a
is a
question.
It's a question.
So
No,
imagine
no.
that
You said let's hear the sales pitch.
Wait, because you are organizing to reinstate capitalism, correct?
Yeah, mobility and
Okay,
agency.
that's great. Wonderful. You are going to have to go talk to the workers. What are you going to tell the workers?
Yes. Do you want mobility? Do you want agency? Do you want free time? Do you want to not work?
They would laugh at you. Like, give the better pit. Like, give an
What do you
actual-
mean? That's I'm not working right now. I'm doing good.
Tell us
I'm-
what you would tell them.
Y'all are so quick to want to fight for freedoms that you already like don't
Yo,
have. It's just
What do you mean?
crazy to me.
You don't know me. You don't know me.
I don't
You
need
know
to
that
know
you're
you.
broke. Look,
I'm
man.
broke.
Look, it's okay. It's okay. Let's just hear the sales pitch of you convincing people to be impoverished.
I told you it's not a sales pitch. I'm telling you, it provides it
All right, so we don't
provides
have anything.
upwards mobility.
All
I've
right, so
experienced
we-
upwards mobility in my
we-
life. I've
we don't
experienced a
have
lot of
anything.
agency in my life.
So you don't have anything. Okay, awesome. So another capitalist who came up to say they don't actually have an argument.
What do you
They just
have,
wanna
dude?
get
You're
this-
on
Wait,
fucking
wait,
TikTok
wait,
bitching and
shirt.
screaming.
Yeah,
Huh?
do you
Yeah, I have the
recognize
labor
that like
value theory.
your anecdotal experience is not the majority experience?
Anyone can live my life. Listen, I grew up poor, but now I have money. Now I do what I want.
We're just gonna do this. We're just gonna do this. You don't have a sales pitch for as to why people should become impoverished when they have total access to resources under communism. You're just saying, do you want upward mobility?
That's the
Which
sales
wouldn't
pitch.
mean anything. Okay, what would that mean to someone who already has access to resources?
You can have more. You want to go on vacation, you can do that shit.
They
You want to have
already
more
have
time.
access to all the
You can.
resources and
No, they
vacation.
don't. It's very limited, and don't act like it's
It's not very limited.
You said, oh, indigenous
It's not
people. They were
very
living
limited.
like shit.
Listen. You don't
They were
know
living
shit
like
about
shit.
socialism. You have no idea what the fuck you're talking about. But look, I just want to hear the sales pitch.
There's
That's
no
all I
sales
want.
pitch. There's no sales pitch.
Okay,
What's your
excellent.
sales
So
pitch
then
for
you
living in
lose.
communism and live like a
So then you
shitty fucking?
lose.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
not.
Yeah. The sales pitch for living in communism is: do you want to stop being exploited and being impoverished, and do you want to get rid of all class systems,
Yeah, I can live a
including
shitty
social
life
class
like everyone else
systems?
around me.
And
I don't
so-
want to live like everyone.
Hey, listen. I don't know why you asked for something and now you're interrupting.
I didn't ask for shit.
You did ask for
You're the one who's
it.
been-
You said, what is my
You're the one
pitch to
bitching
live
about
in
it.
communism? You said, what is my pitch to live in communism? So, do you want to get rid of all class systems, including social class systems that allow for things like oppression on the basis of immutable traits? That
It's your
would
fault
be
to be
my
oppressed.
sales pitch.
I'm
Yeah, he
done.
just
Okay,
thinks that
prove it.
people choose
Hold on.
to be in
Hold on.
poverty.
Prove it.
Fucking prove what? First of all, the host up here said
Prove
that
that
stupid
people-
Xbox.
Prove
That's
prove
stupid
that
Xbox
people-
shit. That's
listen,
not
listen,
true. There are
stop.
100.
Listen, stop crashing out. Prove that people choose to be oppressed. Do it right now. I want to see the evidence. I want to see empirical evidence.
What do you? I can't even turn my camera on or say anything without getting muted. What do you mean?
You don't
prove it?
need your
Prove what?
fucking camera on,
Talk
you
to me about a
weirdo.
study. Show me a study. Show me anything.
First of all, you guys have been saying that Xbox stuff. Let's go back. No,
Xbox has nothing to do with impoverishment on the basis of immutable traits,
Well,
which
you
is a
keep muting
question.
me.
Look, I want to know if people choose to be oppressed, what are the sources? I want to know the sources.
Show me sources otherwise. Like you can just that's a straw man, that's a steel man argument. Like it's a stupid.
What?
Let's go back to the
Okay,
Xbox.
first off, a straw man and a steel man are
You
two
keep muting when I
totally
say
different things.
I'm
They're two
muting when I say
totally
Xbox.
different things, but you're not answering the question. Just show us evidence that people choose
That's
to
not
be
a
oppressed.
The request, you fucking idiot.
A request is a question.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
A request.
When a test requests that you do something for an answer on the
And I'm-
test, it is considered a question on the test. Write an
This isn't a
essay
test.
explaining the equation that we give you above is a question on a test, even though it's in the form of a request. You don't know what you're talking about and you're bad at language. Let's just go ahead and get the empirical evidence.
Can I talk now?
If you give the empirical evidence.
I'm sitting on my couch. I don't have empirical evidence.
Okay, excellent. So then the claim that you made was bullshit. So we're just
Okay,
gonna
can we
toss
talk about
that
the
out
Xbox
window.
claim? Can we talk about the Xbox claim? The
No.
host made a claim that there are
No.
more Xboxes than people, and I just looked it
I'm
up. There are
not-
170
I'm
million
not-
Xboxes and three. No, you're wrong. You're wrong. Just say you're wrong.
Yeah, I
You
don't-
said a claim that was
I'm not
wrong.
talking to you about
Anyone else can hear-
Xboxes.
okay,
You're
okay.
running. You're a runner. You're
I'm
running.
a runner,
Yeah.
and you're fucking
running.
wrong. You made a stupid claim
You're
about
pivoting
Xboxes.
to fucking Xboxes.
You made a wrong claim. Just say that.
You won't address Sean's claim, and you're running to Xboxes.
You made the wrong claim. You gave an
That has nothing to do with literally fucking anything. You're
Jesus.
running.
Okay, I don't have the
to
empirical.
Xbox.
Okay, I'll admit it
You're
if you admit
fucking
it.
running.
I'll admit it. I was wrong. Are you wrong?
No, you already admitted that you were wrong.
Okay, I was wrong. Was the host wrong about the Xbox claim?
No, the host wasn't wrong.
Yes, she was. Look it up. Anyone here can look it up. She said that there are more Xboxes than people
Can
in the
we
world.
just
There are
move on to the
170
next
million
guy?
Xboxes.
This
What
guy
is
is
it?
There
What
are
is that?
170 million
To be
Xboxes
clear.
and three.
He's not
It
going
isn't
to
like that.
engage.
The guy with no shirt crashed out. And I'm shocked.
Right, like what?
He showed up with the camera on with like.
All he had to do was show some empirics. That's it. If you make a claim, I set the precedent earlier. Listen, maybe he wasn't here for it. If you make a claim, we're going to ask you for evidence. If you don't have evidence, we're going to take that claim and we're going to bury that bitch alive in the backyard. I just want y'all to know that.
The host is making false claims. I mean, I can look it up in a minute if you want. I don't really give a fuck about the Xbox thing. Can I have your age?
32.
Okay. What would you like to make an argument?
I just think it's not doable, but I don't think it's better. I don't think it's worse than. I think communism is probably better, but it's just not doable.
It is doable. It's being done. We've seen it being done for a very long time. So I'm going to go ahead and drop you next.
Where?
There's someone who has an argument. Cuba. Cuba's communist.
That's Leninism.
Holy.
Get the fuck
That's
off the panel.
authoritarian.
Get the
socialism.
fuck
Oh,
off the panel.
right.
Get off the panel. Stop it. You don't know what you're talking about. Cut it out. Cut it out.
Someone would like to come up on their business account. Everyday bargain. Can I have your age?
Hello, how you
This
doing?
person can't even come up here. We'll just do this.
Hello, you guys. How you doing? Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Yeah.
how old are you?
I'm 29 years old.
You on your business
I think-
account?
Yeah, I mean this is just a business account, but it's fine.
Always a wise decision. Go ahead and make your argument.
Yeah, so the business doesn't really work, so it's fine. So basically, communism is definitely not better than capitalism. Capitalism is the best system in the world, for sure. There's obviously downsides, right? We can learn from the downsides, but communism leads to poverty. Communism leads to famine. And we've seen that across the world. And communism also is a vacuum for dictatorships. Because if, for example, one guy gets too much power, right? We can see what's happened in China, by the way. You can see China as the model communism regime, but and then they have progress. I've been China, by the way. I've
You
been
know
China
what-
many times.
You know what you're
I've
doing?
been America many times.
You know what you're doing?
Wait 1 second. I've been America many times. I've been China many times. China is an amazing country. but is nowhere. And China is more clean than any U.S. city I've ever seen. That does not mean that America is not the greatest country in the world. And what's good, China has a lot of stuff going for it that, the president right now, right, has extended his term limits, ups his positions, or the government officials in China have much more strength and to do whatever they want. And that's what leads to, right now China is not that place right now, but that would lead to in the future China dictators having more and more power and doing more and more horrible things.
I'm just gonna tell you this. We're just gonna ask you for some evidence, and you're not gonna have it. But if you want to keep making claims, you can absolutely keep making claims. I will not stop you from making all the claims that you want to make. But I promise you, we're going to ask you for evidence. You're not gonna have it, and we're gonna bury these fucking claims in the backyard alive, kicking and screaming.
Great, mate. Can you explain to me what you think?
Real quick. I just want to point out the thing that he's doing is he's naming all these things that he's saying are really bad about communism, and it's actually just capitalism. Like he's actually just talking about capitalism. Go ahead.
No, can you explain, please? How am I talking about capitalism? Because communism.
I mean, you're talking about how like communism causes like famine and stuff like that, and like causes there to be like vacuums of power. We have seen more famines in capitalist countries than any communist country. We also see that there are man-made famines in capitalist countries. Tons and tons and tons of them. We see it like used as to do like genocide and things like that. Whereas with like communism, there's very few famines, or like 2 like notable famines, and they never had famines since then. Also, you're talking about like vacuums of power. So in communism, you cannot like have like one like authoritarian, totalitarian like dictator. But we do see that in capitalist countries. We also see that Western countries will do coups to communist countries, and they will put in dictators in favor of capitalism. So that's just like two of the points right there.
And can I just hold on? Can I just throw in that everything that Ash just said is even more ironic, considering that your business seems to be like profiting off of people who are poor, like bargain hunting and exposing bargains. You're literally doing that.
Okay. So no, what I'm just trying to say to you guys is, what kind of
You cut out.
are you talking about the communism where everyone has equal rights and I share there's high rates of taxation where, like, for example, can you please tell me as well, where does the innovation come from? Because capitalism leads to innovation.
We don't get to do that now. We don't get to do that now. We don't get to do that now. You made all of these claims. You made all of these claims about communism. You made all of these claims about the United States. And now you want to move on to something new. We're not going to do that. What we're going to do is you're going to address what Ash said, and then we're going to get to the empirics to see if Ash was wrong about the retorts. So let's just go ahead and address what Ash said first. And let's not move away from the claims that we made because we're scared now. We're not going to do that because the proper warning was given. So let's hear the retort.
No, look, when you say her specifics about, these are more capitalistic things, right? The more, like, for example, in America, there is power checks and balances. In China, where are the power checks and balances? Please explain to me that.
No, this is a pivot. We're supposed to be talking about famines. We're supposed to be talking about their checks and balances. And China, I mean, China has like an entire like government that operates off of democratic centralism, which is more democratic than any bourgeois democracy ever. There actually is no democracy in any capitalist country.
Is your
Really quick.
communist?
Real quick, hi. I just want to say hi to the Madeline Raiders. W Madeline. We're getting rated on Twitch. Hi everybody. Okay, go ahead.
Madeline Raiders.
Madeline based. We love Madeline. All right, what's your argument? Are you there? Also, W gay bomb. They're gay bombing us on Twitch. It's super cute.
W.
Oh, we just got reported suspicious activity for integrity and authenticity.
I think he did, didn't he? That's why he dropped.
Is it him? It might be. I got one from you too.
That has to be. That has to be him because he came up on the business account.
Yeah. All right, let's get new opposition. W Madeline Raiders. Let's see. Try this person. Okay. Hi, can I have your age?
I'm 19.
Okay. Do you have an argument in favor of capitalism?
Yeah, I will just give you 1 point if I can.
Mm-hmm.
So where are you from? Just asking.
It
Like,
doesn't matter. Can you make an argument for capitalism?
yeah, you as I can see, you live in third world country that is.
I live in Poland. I live in Poland.
Yeah.
What is your
Yo, relax.
Polska. Oh my God, bro. And
your argument?
my argument is communist is the worst thing that happened. So you're supporting like Stalin killing like so much people just for saying their freedom of speech. And yeah, and you're from Poland. That
I'm gonna go ahead and save you here.
Stalin.
I'm gonna go ahead and
Polish people. If you care about your nationality,
save you here.
then
Look,
support Stalin.
let's make a new argument.
So
Let's make a new argument because
so
I'm
you
just gonna save you here. Let's just make a new argument.
They're supporting killing innocent people.
I can't hear you.
I don't know what's happening.
Do you support?
Listen, let's just make a new
people?
look. I'm gonna save you. I'm just gonna save you. Make a new argument. You don't want to do this here. I promise you don't want to do this here.
So, my parents lived in ex-Yugoslavia, and they know what is the struggle when you live in.
My parents are from Yugoslavia too. They love Tito.
Yeah. No, they hate Tito because.
No, my parents
Love you,
love
Tito.
Tito.
Okay. Yeah, because can I ask something? Probably they were working class and they loved Tito, and the whole working class in Yugoslavia loved Tito because he was in favor of them and not middle class families like my mother's family. Just to say.
Well, this is
What?
fun.
What are you talking? Let's just do the argument, man. Like, let's just do the argument. Like, it was bad enough that you came up here like caping for racists, but I just want you to make an argument against communism, man. Like, that's all we look for. This isn't hard. No pause.
So tell me in which country did
These are
communists
just questions. It's
Yeah,
just like an endless stream of questions. You are supposed to
that's
make an
argument.
argument that
That's argument.
capitalism
Where
is
did
better
communists
than communism.
succeed? Where did communists succeed?
I can make an argument that communism is better than capitalism without asking you a singular question. I would like for you to go ahead and show us that that capitalism is better than communism. Show us that capitalism is so much better.
Tell me, where is the successful
Holy
country
shit. Another question.
2026 that uses communism and it works?
It worked every time. What is your argument?
No, it didn't work. Like in killing so much people, the separation of the Soviet Union didn't work, and separation of Yugoslavia didn't work.
Stop. I want you to show me that capitalism is better than communism.
Okay, so which country's financially economy is better? France or Cuba? Which country has a better economy?
Did someone like pay you to come up here and bring up every country I hate?
Yeah,
What is this? Like, I don't understand. Make your argument. I want you to show me that capitalism is better than communism. Can you do that?
Yeah, I
Do
made
that.
your point. I made your point.
Cuba is better than France. Cuba is infinitely better than France. Abolish France. Nuke France. Fuck France. Please.
How? Can you tell me?
How? With a bomb.
What? How is it better? Like economy wise, culture wise, how it's better? In the every aspect. How is it?
In Minecraft. I'm sorry. I apologize. I apologize. No, France is horrible.
Yeah, better housing programs, better education programs, better medical care
No.
programs, better food distribution programs, providing half of the calories for the entire country. Don't say no now. You asked for it.
Can you?
You asked
can you
for it. Don't say no now.
How many?
Don't
How
get
many?
scared of the ass whooping now.
How many?
Like, don't,
Yeah,
don't.
because of illegal immigrants. Illegal immigrants are the problem in France, and nothing other. They ruined the.
Oh, so illegal. So now France is bad. So now France is bad and worse than Cuba,
No, it's
and it's
not.
all the elite,
It's
quote
not.
unquote, illegal
It's
immigrants' fault.
established.
Okay, excellent, awesome. So now that we've established, that you're just a racist, because when you first came up here, you were
Oh, I'm
caping for
racist.
racist. Because
Oh, I'm racist.
yeah, because when you first came up here, you were caping for racist, and all you had to say was Stalin unalived a bunch of racists, and that makes me sad
I said-
because they didn't have freedom of speech. That's what you said. What was the freedom of speech that was restricted in the USSR?
If you said something against regime, you were killed.
What was against the regime? I pray tell.
Every word they spied on you. If you
Every
said
word
fuck
was against the
Stalin,
regime?
you were killed.
Every word. So pierogies was against the regime. Saying pierogies
Let's say that
was against the regime. No,
If you said-
it was people who didn't want to give other people freedoms based upon immutable traits. It
You know,
violated Article 123 of the Soviet Constitution in 1936, and so they went to a gulag. Like, it was literally just racist. And you're up here caping for them. And that's cool, because we know that you're a racist now, because the only thing that you did in order to retort to what we said about France was say, yeah, well, actually, I lied about France, and they're worse off because of quote-unquote illegal immigrants, which just isn't fucking true. And now you're running away from that claim. Listen, man, all we wanted you to do was make an argument
Criminals are-
for capitalism. All we wanted you to do was make an argument for capitalism, saying that capitalism was better than socialism, communism, blah, blah, blah. That's all you had to do. And now you're up here getting mollywopped. Like, let's just start from the beginning.
Okay.
I'm gonna
okay.
forget about all your racism because I hear about it every day, and we're just gonna put that aside, and that's just gonna be the elephant that we refuse to look into the eyes in the room. Just go ahead and give an argument as to why the economic system of capitalism
We support.
yields better results. I'm gonna clarify the question. Yield the
my
economic
argument
system.
is present.
Look, you're gonna get confused. You're gonna get confused if you don't hear the whole question.
I'm gonna
Give
give
an argument as to why the economic system of capitalism is better than the economic system of socialism.
Because it works in like every country, like in socialism and communism worked in like few countries in history, and it doesn't work at all. In Yugoslavia, the whole economy bankrupt. You can, for example, in Yugoslavia, you could like at the end of Yugoslavia, you needed to fill your car with like once a week because they ran off of the oil supply. In today's world, this doesn't happen.
It does happen still. People,
Oh,
we're in a gas shortage right now.
Yeah, we're not.
We are.
Because the prices are there.
No, we're not. No,
That-
we're not. All the news sources that say that we are just lied. They just lied. Like,
No,
I'm
no.
what are
really
we talking about?
They ran off the gas in Yugoslavia. They ran off the gas. They
1970s United States. You would go get your gas based on like the last digit of like your license plate because there was like a major gas shortage. Also, we are in a worldwide gas shortage right now. Ireland
USA,
was totally out of
USA
mostly
ever
out of
felt
gas recently. They've
the
also been
USA
like
ever
supplementing. Are you talking?
Yeah, I'm talking.
Why are you talking?
Freedom of speech. I don't care.
You don't have freedom of speech. Get the fuck off
Yes,
the
I
phone.
have freedom.
All right, let's move on. Sorry.
Oh boy. Oh my gosh. Listen, I apologize. I apologize to you. I don't apologize to him. This is annoying. This is very annoying.
Don't apologize. You're amazing. You're beautiful and wonderful and perfect, and you can do whatever you want on this panel. I don't care. I don't know if this person.
Logan, do you have any empirical
I think it's cutting out for me.
yet?
What's going on?
Logan.
Hey, I'm 29 years old here.
Is that better?
Can you hear me? Okay. Hey, 29 years old here.
Do you have
Something
any
a really good
empirics
point.
yet, Logan?
Well, no, I was actually gonna ask.
You
the
know you
host
could have
about
just
her
came
empirical
up here
facts.
on your regular account. I just muted you.
Oh, I thought I was banned. I mean, as a host, I mean, having empirical facts are extremely important, as you said. You said it.
Yeah, do
So
you have
they should be
empirics
true.
The Xbox thing? You want
Yeah.
the Xbox thing? Okay. I don't care. Fuck. Okay. I will get the Xbox thing. Even if that is wrong, this would be the first time they've gotten me on something. And it's about fucking Xboxes. Like, who cares?
Never been wrong in her life.
He's avoiding the empirical evidence he's supposed to bring up about the claims he made. So until he does that, you just don't get to talk. And he got the claim wrong.
Okay. Hi, can I have your age?
Hello, do you hear me? Yes, I'm 22.
Okay. Can you argue that capitalism is better than communism?
I don't believe that. Basically, I believe that the two systems are in an axis. So let's say that it's an axis which, with numbers from 0 to 10. I don't think that communism is a representative name for the economic system. I would like to name it as maximum state. So a situation where the state from central governance has full control of the economy, and then capitalism is in this axis, in the 10 scale, where the self-regulating market has full control of the people's lives and society. So my argument is that since we are talking about communism, with the first industrial revolution that happened in England in 19th century, in the end of the 19th century, there was a big problem. A lot of poor people, and all the economists and let me finish.
Well, okay, but can
Really quick.
you just make the argument?
Yeah, 1 minute. Yes, please.
Wait,
Tell me.
hang on, because I do have to correct my claim. It isn't Xboxes specifically, it's game consoles in general. Go ahead.
Yeah, so in the end of the 19th century, there was a big problem. Because of the Industrial Revolution in England, there was a huge output of product. But there was also, at the same time, a very huge amount of poor people. And everybody from Ricardo and Marx and all other people wanted to see what the problem was. And in a city called Spinhamland, there was some judges that wanted to solve
Can you back away from your mic just a little bit, please?
Yes, it is better now?
Yeah.
Okay. So, because there was a lot of people were starving, the judges of this city said, we are going to give every person and his family a loaf of bread. So this was a central, what? It has nothing to do.
Hang on. Can you actually just tell us your argument?
Yes, 1 minute, I'm ending. So because the judges gave,
No more.
Yes.
No more minutes. No more minutes. And I don't want a whole story. Tell us the argument.
Well, I believe that nor capitalism or communism is the best solution. It should be the best political economy should be
Communism? You
something in the
believe
middle.
communism is the best? Oh,
What?
you want to do it in the middle? There's no middle.
Yes, there is.
Are you a fascist? The comments are saying you're a fascist.
The best economic system in the world was Roosevelt's New Deal, which was a balance between the both systems.
There's no way.
Yes.
You can have one or the other. Mixed economies are not a real thing. Like socialist programs are not socialism. They're modes of production.
Have you ever heard of Roosevelt?
Paul is correct. That is just capitalism.
Yeah. No. Listen. The
Yeah,
problem with
FDR was
capitalism
capitalist. Yes.
the problem with capitalism is that
Holy shit.
there most products are built to be sold in a market, but there are also some special products, which is labor and rent.
Are you? Hey, hang on. Wait, what do you think about fascism?
Fascism.
Mm-hmm.
I don't believe in such names. I believe in the scale of max cap.
You don't believe in
max.
You don't believe that fascism exists?
No, I believe it exists, but in this scale that I'm describing, it falls more to the state and less to the market. So it's more closely to communism than capitalism.
So you want corporatism?
No, I want a market that is embedded to the society and not disembedded like it is today.
People against communism know what you're talking about, challenge.
Yeah, this is kind of a waste of time, I'm gonna be honest.
Okay, get me out then.
All right. See you later. All right, new person. I don't know. I think I just let up the wrong person on accident. Yeah, I did. Okay. If you oppose communism, go ahead and request. I think we may have run out of ops, actually. Oh, happy birthday, Communistella. Hope you had a good day. Yeah, we ran out of odds. I think we won. I think we won communism for the day. Does anybody oppose communism that would like to come up? Yeah, can we actually block him, please, Paul? Would you mind? Lawrence? I don't know.
Someone else told them they were like, they need to change their name.
Yeah, I'm not letting anybody up with lightning bolts in their name. All right, there is 115 people here. Is everybody here a communist? Ah, thank you. You're so nice. Anybody? Anyone oppose
I'm gonna be right.
communism?
I'm gonna be right back in like 2 minutes.
Okay. Oh, bye, Al. Thank you for hanging out with us, Al. It was nice to have you up here. It was a nice surprise. I'm glad that you let us kidnap you for a little bit. I didn't drop you, so I don't know if you didn't mean to go. I'll let you back up. The shirtless guy is trying to come back up. The guy on the business account is trying to come back up. Anybody here want to make an argument? Or are we literally communistonly.com at this point? Because we might be. It's possible. And we have everybody over here on Twitch too. I think everybody on Twitch is definitely a communist. I feel pretty confident saying everybody in the Twitch chat is a communist. Can you ask how many Xboxes there are? Yeah, we can talk about Xbox. Thanks, Mayo. I was wrong. I actually was wrong about the Xbox thing. But it's consoles in general. So that is my fault. Imagine caping for capitalism and you can't even afford a shirt. That was weird. That was one of like the weirder ways that like a guest has come up, is just like laying in bed with no shirt. I would appreciate if you like please don't do that ever again. That'd be great. Miss Redwood on Twitch is saying communism is no Xbox. Communism is when you have an Xbox whether you like it or not. What's up, Rick?
Well, what if you get the shitty Xbox? Then you won't have the same Xbox as the people with the good Xbox.
We'll refurbish the... Oh, he was on the couch. Okay, do you know how I've been arguing with Cutie about trolleys and buses forever?
Yeah.
So...
Trolleys go on overhead wires, by the way. That's what the difference is.
Rick is in space, yeah. Rick is currently like in a Soviet rocket somewhere. No, I told Cutie, I said, no, I actually, trolleys are just things that I like. So I actually just like don't give a shit if it's a bus or not. No, we did. Me and Cutie argued for like 2 hours last night. But the reason I'm telling you about this is because he called me Trolley Kirk. And I thought that was pretty funny.
That is fucking great.
Pretty good. Dama would like to come up. I'm just gonna let up comrades since we have apparently won communism for the day. I saw that shirt, Toxic. I thought that was funny. Hi, Adama.
Hey, boo.
All right. I'm gonna let everybody up just for a few minutes before I go. I think I just accidentally asked somebody if they want to co-host with me. So hopefully, I don't know. Yeah, comradesonly.com.
What up, what up?
It's like farmersonly.com, but there's no kulaks. What's up, Red?
Yo, I just needed to say Pal World is communist.
What is that?
Pal World is a Pokemon with pew-pews. Like I get my own resources, I'm making my own stuff. Like it's communist. I'm seizing the means of my own production. I'm not working for anybody. I'm cultivating the land, doing the damn thing, and then I'm selling my goods, shoot. I'm just kidding. I'm just
All
yapping.
right, let's do this. Let's do this. Since I have 4 communists on the panel, I will moderate. What do you guys want to fight about? What do you want to argue about? Rick, what's your most rage bait topic?
What do you mean? You know it's China. That's the one I'm always ready to.
No, I don't want to talk. I don't want to argue about China. I don't care about that. I'm talking about when you're saying that tostadas are beans on toast, and that tacos are sandwiches.
I sent you I am not the only one. I sent you that comment where a guy was like, "Oh, but we make beans on toast good actually," and he was in agreement. It is beans on toast.
I won't even argue that, dude. That is, tostada literally means toasted.
But it's not toast isn't made out of corn though. These are different things. A hot take.
Cereal is a
Oh my God. Do I have a hot take? I mean, I said to nuke Poland earlier in France. I'm going to go to jail over that watch. I don't know anything about cryptids. Will you guys bail me out if I go to jail for saying I'm going to...
Bigfoot versus a Loch Ness monster. Go.
Oh, yeah, we'll crowd fund for you, Ash. Don't worry.
Thanks, guys.
Actually, you know what?
Appreciate
Bigfoot versus the abominable snowman. Go.
Are they not the same thing?
Well, the abominable snowman's up in the mountains, whereas Bigfoot is in the lower forest mountainous areas. You know what I mean? Not in, this is a different climate, I would think.
Bigfoot was a swamp.
Oh my God, I can't screenshot.
He's in the lowlands, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's not all the way up in the mountains.
Yeah, I don't think he's in the mountains at all.
Homer, the answer to that. Lays Kenny Omega's boots.
Ash, I wanted to ask you your opinion on something I saw on the other side of TikTok, the TikTok mainstream drama. So do you believe that?
What is it?
Oh, say again.
What did you say? What drama?
Oh, it's drama on the other side of TikTok, mainstream drama, with the main creators that aren't communists and they're liberals and all that stuff. But it's really just a question that the main conversation is about. So, do you believe that trans women see womanhood? Trans women see womanhood in a more beautiful way than cis women do.
I don't even know. I don't know how to answer that. I mean, I'd like to say yeah.
Because they basically saying that cis women see womanhood from a more negative lens than trans women do.
I don't think I can really answer that as a cis woman. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, that's fair.
You
That's fair.
they want to answer.
It's just the cis women are upset because they feel the person who sparked that conversation is pitting trans women and cis women's experiences against each other, and that's the whole discourse across that side of TikTok right now.
So I kind of have a take on this. One,
I want to hear it.
as communists. Also, hello everyone. Hello, comrades.
Hello.
Hello. Hola. Salam alaikum. We know that as communists, when you work for something, you appreciate it more, right? I think that cis women, as a non-binary person, when I was in the closet and not out as NB, this idea of womanhood was something that was enforced. It was something that you had to abide by in a very specific way. Otherwise, you weren't performing it properly. To be, for the most part, what I saw was that the idea of being a woman was opposite of what being a man was. So you couldn't be a woman without the comparison to men. Whereas for a lot of trans women, at least the ones that I've spoken to, their idea of womanhood is finding the aspects of it that speak to them in the way that would make them feel most whole. And I think that a lot of cis women are not given the opportunity to have that same kind of experience because they're forced to live within this rigid performance of it versus trans women who get to create their idea of what womanhood is. So I think it's a freedom, it's a liberation from the confines of the comparison of being a woman as just being the opposite of what a man is. So I do think that the idea of working towards that womanhood and working towards being seen as a woman gives you that idea of, or gives you that feeling of being able to fully embody womanhood. Whereas for cis women, a lot of cis women, and a lot of trans women as well, a lot of it is how to protect yourself, how to be seen and not heard, how to be big enough to take up space, but not big enough to take up too much space. It's this strange balancing act for a lot of cis women, whereas with trans women, they get to figure out who they are as a woman just in comparison to themselves. And I think that's kind of beautiful.
I mean, I agree. It's like I'm on both sides. Like, yes, I agree with everything you said 100%, but at the same time, like Mystic is saying in the comments, I feel as though that it all what you said is also a little bit inherently putting like trans women on a pedestal above women, cis women who are like, it's not like they chose to have to acknowledge this negative side of what being a woman is. Like it's bestowed upon them. So I just feel like the conversation, yes, like Mystic said, yes, it has good intentions on saying that, you know, trans women get to just, you know, focus on, like you said, embodying, you know, what a woman is instead of what a woman isn't, I guess. But that's not really cis women's fault. Like, that's not, like, I don't know. Like, are we just not supposed to acknowledge the negative parts of being a woman? Because, like, I don't know. Like, I don't know.
No, I don't understand. I maybe I'm not tracking. I don't understand because like trans women like also like experience like negative parts of like being a woman. Like they also face like misogyny and things like that. So I don't know. I think I'm a little bit lost in the conversation, to be honest with you. I think the only thing for me is just like I don't understand why like cis women are like mad about any of it. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. Like it's stupid to me.
Like we all have our own conditions. We all have our own intersections. We all have. So I don't think it is that trans women do this and cis women do that. It's like it happens amongst all of women. Like,
right.
It's just a weird liberal conversation, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, because that's the part that's the only part, because I'm not mad about, because you know I'm a cis woman, and I'm not mad, or I wasn't mad when I heard what they said. It was more about, why is there like a competition? It feels like, I don't know, tell me if I'm tripping, but it just feels like, why is this being, I don't know. Like,
Well, I think it's like there just shouldn't be like backlash to like from cis women, I think is like my issue with it.
Agreed. The thing that I wish for people and women specifically is that they had the liberation to find out who they were without the patriarchy standing on their necks.
Well, Ash, the backlash is coming from the fact that cis women were saying their opinion about how they felt about it, and the person who caused the discourse was saying, like, because they had their own critiques, like the cis women had their own critiques and were trying to express it to the person, they were saying that they were transphobic and a TERF because they had critiques about what they said.
Really quick, Geeky, I missed what you said. Hang on, Geeky, because I missed what you said. Just really quick.
Which part?
Right before Adama went, I didn't hear what you said.
Oh, I said I wish that women were allowed to explore their gender and their idea of womanhood liberated without patriarchy standing on their neck.
Okay.
Because, like, we have to figure out our gender within this system of oppression. How are we ever supposed to find out our gender within the system of oppression? How are we ever supposed to figure it out?
I just didn't hear you.
Yeah. I really wish that women could do that without the worry of men, you know?
Yeah, I agree with
Yeah.
that.
Sorry, Adama. I wanted to make sure I caught what was said. Go ahead, Adama. I'm so sorry.
No, you're good. No, I was just telling you because you were like saying, I don't know why, cis women are upset. And that was really the main reason why they were upset, because they were just voicing how their critiques toward the person. And then they were just responding. Well, both people, because it was two people. One person was responding and saying that whoever has a critique is transphobic and a TERF. And the other one was responding and saying whoever is giving a critique is racist. So, yeah.
I don't like liberal discourse, to be honest with you.
Me either. No, I know. No. I totally agree. I just wanted, I didn't really want to go into the like actual discourse and where it was. I was just saying the actual question and how you felt about it. I just wanted your opinion on the flat out question, but I didn't want to bring in like liberal, because I know how that, they are and stuff.
No, you're good. I'm like doing like a puzzle in my head right now. I'm like trying to keep up. I've been live for too long, I think. That's all.
I know. Sorry.
My brain's starting to melt. No, you're amazing.
It's just
I'm
more
gonna put
like
the phone down. Sorry, Lumpy, really quick. I have to pee. I'll be right back.
Okay, I was just gonna say it's just more of them weaponizing identity politics, especially with when you're saying the names going back and forth between them too. It's just liberal discourse. They don't analyze things. They don't think deep into things.
That's what it feels like.
I think one of the biggest
yeah.
issues is that ER Fightmaster is non-binary. Like they are NB. They identify as trans non-binary. So like for a lot of people, when they heard them say these things, they were like, well, how dare this trans person talk about womanhood? And if you were raised femme, you have opinions on womanhood. Like I was raised femme. I have opinions on womanhood. And one of the things that really bothers me is so many people identify a woman by what she is not, and that is a man. So like the number of fuck-ass men that I've spoken to who are like, well, a woman doesn't have a penis. And I'm like, that is so low tier. A woman has XX chromosomes. What do we say?
No, but it's just, I don't know, like, I think that's what it boils down to, like what, Lumpy and Ash said, like, I feel like it's just liberal discourse, and like, that's what it felt like, surface level, like, it wasn't deeper than that, I guess, it doesn't feel deeper than that, it just feels, you said what?
Superficial as fuck. Also,
yeah, like, it's just on the
slur.
Yeah, like it's just on the thin layer of the iceberg, like the tip, like the very tip top of it. And then that's why it's so hard to kind of, I don't know, understand, I guess.
I was
Like, imagine you could explore gender liberally.
Sorry, Kiki. Give me 1 second. Someone was asking in the question mark weaponizing identity politics, and that is just like when they generally say like listen to black people and what black people say, and then it's like, okay, but I know Adama says this and I know another black person that says this. So like it's just that stuff. That's what weaponizing it is. Go ahead, Geek.
Well, no, that's exactly what I say. I wish people could explore gender liberated. Like, one of the prompts that I've been running is abolish the binary. Abolish the binary, just get rid of it. Allow people to explore gender the way that they want to explore gender. Imagine what it would be if we were able to just exist. Like, I tell people all the time, I'm non-binary. I don't identify as a man, woman, X, Y, Z. I don't identify as any of that. I identify as an experience. And if you're the wrong kind, I identify as your problem specifically. That's what I do, because I wish that people had the ability to just be liberated and find out who they are without those constrictions. When I came out as non-binary, I felt so free to finally figure out who I was, because I wasn't trying to be who everyone else thought I was.
Well, I hate to end it here, but I do have to make like a tree and like go drive somewhere. Oh, wait, let's let Sean up real quick. I could wait another couple minutes.
No, go. You have to go.
No, I have five.
have-
I can do 5 more minutes.
I literally just came up to ask Geeky, when you managed to come out of the closet, how did you manage to reach the door handle?
Are you calling me fucking short?
I'm calling you short.
Wait, Geeky, how tall are you?
I'm 5'6". I am perfectly average. How dare you? Plus,
not even
everyone's the same height when
short.
you're laying down.
Sounds really short to me right now.
Everyone's the same height when you're laying down.
You're not gonna wanna know
Objectively,
how
that is
tall I
not
am.
true.
I mean, Geeky's taller than Stalin.
What if I'm in the top bunk, Geeky? What if I'm on the top bunk?
You know
How
what,
tall-
Rick? That is such a
What if I'm on the
valid
top
point.
bunk is actually so funny.
Communism is when top bunk.
Well,
Don't say top bunk too many times, because all the bottoms will get offended.
Sorry, y'all. It's not my fault. You're all little bottoms. As an obligate top, get good?
We have to say redacted bunk.
wait, how tall? How tall is?
Redacted.
Wait, because now I'm curious. Rick, how tall are you?
5'11".
Oh damn, you're hella tall. How tall is everybody?
That's like normal height.
I'm 11 feet 6 inches taller than Charlie Kirk.
I am 6'2".
Base.
God damn, Lumpy, really?
Yeah, I play basketball.
What?
W.
Hot.
No.
Sorry, I have a weakness for tall people. I have a weakness for tall people. I'm sorry.
At my highest, I was 5'5". I am now somewhere around 5'4". So
At my
You're
highest,
6 foot even.
I was on like
Base.
200 milligrams.
How tall are you, Ash? I'm 6'7". Shut up, Buck.
I say I'm 5'2". I'm 5'1".
When you realized that you were coming out the closet, how did you manage also to reach? Did you stand on Geeky's shoulders?
Wait, Ash, are you mono or are you poly?
Oh, I'm not poly.
You're not poly. You're mono. Damn, I was about to
Yeah.
call you a Polly Pocket, but that would be a misnomer.
Ash claims to be mono. Never mind.
What? I'm not poly. I don't know
You're not
where all
poly.
this like poly discourse is coming from all of a sudden.
Communism
know.
is polyamory. Your orgasm? Yes, comrade.
All right, guys. Well, it's
No.
been fun. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Will I? No, what's today? Today's Friday. I will not see you tomorrow.
All right. I'm going to go live. Everybody come hang out.
Oh, look at Rick.
Going
Bye,
live for a
love.
bit.
I love you. I'm sorry for messing with you.
Go right, Rick. No, you're good. Everybody's wonderful.